The Ballad of Big Gus, Part 1. In the beginning, there was the Yoop. This was long before anyone had ever heard of Mitch once, let alone Mitch again. Sorry about that. I guess I should have been more specific. See, when God created the heavens and earth, he made the Yoop for his special place to rest. So it wasn't quite the beginning, but pretty close, eh? Anyhow, it's a real good place to go have a sauna and maybe a couple of beers, and there's more trees than you can imagine. Just go ahead now. Just try to imagine as many trees as you can there. That's a lot of trees, eh? Well, the Yoop has even more trees than that. Well, a real long time went by, and eventually some human sort of folks started going all over the earth looking for a good place to have a sauna and maybe a couple of beers, and holy you are, did the ones that come to the Yoop find the right place. They loved it so much they decided to stay, and that's why to this day there's so many Yoopers around. Not everybody knows this, but the Yoop is home to the elusive bush light tree. That's right, you heard me. They didn't always used to be so elusive, though. They used to be all over the place. Used to be you never more than a mile or so from a bushlight tree, with plenty of good places to stop and go pee along the way. That was before the trolls came. See, everybody in the Yoop is so happy all the time that they never want to leave. Mainly because besides the saunas and maybe a couple of beers and all the trees and the hunting and the fishing, they're happy because the winters are so dang cold and there's so much dang snow. Most folks don't understand this, and other folks don't pay no mind. But the thing about all that snow and all that cold is the sheer joy you get to feel on the day you go outside and think to yourself, this is probably the last real cold day of this winter. I probably ain't got to shovel no more snow. Warm weather is on the way. Most folks that see a little cold and snow have some idea what that's like, but not like the way it is in the Yoop. The bitter cold and extra snow makes that final day so much sweeter. And if that's not enough, you usually get those kind of days at least 3-4 times each and every winter. Sure, it sucks on the day you find out you were wrong. Wrong about it being the last cold day and the last day you got to shovel snow. But nothing a sauna and maybe a couple of beers can't fix. And the summers are so perfect. Early on, there's plenty of mud around if that's your thing. It's nice and cool in the mornings, which is a great time to go wander around in the woods. You can cut some firewood and maybe have a couple of beers if you want. But then, after a few weeks, right about the time you'd maybe rather go and do something else, the ticks come out. So you got a real good excuse to go do it. And then, after a few more weeks of that, it gets so dang hot. I mean, like, real hot, like up in the 80s. It gets so dang hot that you think to yourself, I'm glad I don't live way down south where it's hot all the time. No wonder they keep shooting each other down there. When you've just about had enough of that bullshit, the weather starts to get cool again. Cool enough that you can go back to hanging out in the woods if you want to. Cut a little firewood and maybe have a couple of beers even. Yep, fall in the Yoop is so nice that you never want it to end. Everybody knows that the end of fall is kind of a tough time though. So you're allowed to go out in the woods and shoot guns and maybe have a couple of beers and see if it makes you feel better if you want to. Or you can just admire the beauty of it. She really is a beauty, eh? And then one day, out of the blue, they built the bridge. Well, hey, I sure hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to tune in next week for part 2. If you hit that subscribe button, it'll help remind ya.